Have you ever wondered what it would be like if Jesus had a social media account? Imagine waking up to see his latest post saying, "Love your enemies," and people commenting, "Wait, what?" But, as surprising as his teachings were, they changed lives forever. Today, we're diving into some of Jesus' most powerful teachings and how they still transform lives today. Stick around. You won't want to miss this. Let's start with one of Jesus' first teachings in Luke 4:18-19. Jesus stood in the synagogue and read from the prophet Isaiah, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives." Right from the start, Jesus made it clear. His mission was to bring hope and healing to everyone. Now let's talk about one of Jesus' most surprising teachings: love your enemies. In Matthew 5:43-44, Jesus told his followers, "You have heard it said, 'Love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." This was radical. People were used to the idea of revenge, but Jesus flipped that idea upside down. Jesus loved to teach using stories, and one of his most famous is the parable of the Good Samaritan. In Luke 10, Jesus told a story about a man who was beaten and left on the side of the road. Two religious leaders passed by without helping, but a Samaritan, someone from a group normally hated by Jews, stopped and took care of the man. Jesus used this story to show that love and kindness are more important than religious rules or social status. One of the most heartwarming lessons Jesus taught was about forgiveness in the parable of the prodigal son. In Luke 15, a young man demands his inheritance, wastes it all, and then returns home, expecting his father to reject him. But instead, his father runs to him with open arms, welcoming him back. Jesus taught us that no matter how far we stray, God is always ready to forgive. When asked what the greatest commandment was, Jesus answered in Matthew 22:37, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind." Then he added, "And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself." Jesus made it clear that love is at the heart of everything we do, love for God and love for others. Jesus' teachings weren't just meant for the people of his time, they're for us today. Whether it's loving our enemies, showing kindness like the Good Samaritan, or forgiving like the father of the prodigal son, these lessons still have the power to transform our lives. So what can we take from Jesus' message today? Love, kindness, and forgiveness are the keys to living out the gospel.